Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. My name is Peter Apple, and it is Wednesday, July 26th. I always got to make sure to check the correct date because in the dog days of summer, it just gets away from you. It could be Wednesday, it could be Saturday. I don't know, but I don't care because I'm here to deliver you some MLB winners. We're going to recap yesterday because it kind of sucked, to be honest. Prize Picks wasn't even close. 1-1. We'll talk about it in a sec, of course. But I got you for my picks today. We're going to go over the model, right? We're going to look at some other games that I didn't really discuss. Then we're going to go over our home run picks. Max Muncy the day before. Ryan O'Hearn yesterday. Is anybody paying attention? And then we have a bunch of different contributors. We got Krabs, we got Javon, we got Gino. We got a bunch of different people coming in to give their picks. Our goal is to help you make the best bet possible for the night slate. And you better stay tuned because this is our last stream for the week. Thursday, we only got 4 games. And Friday, producer Cohen and I are going to be traveling to Rhode Island. We're doing a little trip. We're going to be playing some golf. Picks will still be coming, but unfortunately, we won't be able to stream. But I'll be doing stuff on TikTok, and we'll still get all the information to you. But let's lock in, ladies and gentlemen, because we got a big day ahead of us. Tons of picks on the back end. My picks. I don't get a Prize Picks entry today because I donated yesterday. And sometimes when I donate, it's like, all right, just stick with the game picks because the game picks went okay. Not good, but let's talk about it. Let's do a quick recap of yesterday. How did I do? Not ideal. I mean, this is why I hate betting on favorites. And today I only have underdogs. Well, I had 2. One got rained out, of course. But we had the Dodgers. I mean, what a comeback. What a comeback. It was bad early, right? Blue Jays take a 1-0 lead. Dodgers tie it up. Blue Jays take a lead. Dodgers are getting sort of close. Blue Jays blow it open. It's 1:30 in the morning on the East Coast. I'm laying there. I'm watching the game on my phone. 7-4. 7-5, 7-7. Going to extras. Bang. Or was it an extras? Yeah, it was because it was a James Outman. And I felt bad for all the people who had Dodgers -1.5. That sucked. All my boys back home, they took the Dodgers, but they took a -1.5. They were all in piss. If you took the Dodgers -1.5, I apologize. That sucked. That ball should have gone out. But the Dodgers did win it for us. Let's talk about the Brewers. Corbin Burns did his thing. I mean, Brewers, can we be a worse offense against Andrew Abbott? But I don't know whether to bag on the Brewers offense or whether just to flat out praise Andrew Abbott because he did look great. But at the same time, there was base running mistakes. I mean, they lost. I'm not here to tell you, ooh, some bad beat. It was the right side. Probably clearly was the bad side, I guess, because the Brewers didn't score until the 9th inning, right? So I was speaking with Jake Hazen, who's also on the Brewers, and he was like, right read, wrong result. And he was joking, and I was like, I think our read was that they'd score, right? I thought Corbin Burns would pitch well. He really did pitch well. But it was always the under. It was always never the Brewers hitting Andrew Abbott. So shout out Andrew Abbott. Big time performance. And if we're going to lose a bet, might as well learn something. But basically what happened here, it makes me never want to bet on favorites again. Because on Monday, we went 1-1, netted 0.3 units, right? We had the Rockies plus 135. Bang. So, right, we go 1-1. If you bet on dogs and totals, you're going to win money, right? If you bet on dogs and totals. If you bet on 2 favorites, you kind of have to go 2-0 or you're going to lose money. I went 1-1 and I lost money. Not ideal. Good thing is, a lot of people on stream, they did very well. So we'll talk to them in a little bit. But also the Prize Picks entry, Bassett finished with 27. He actually pitched pretty well. Kind of a fluke. I think I should have gone 0-2 yesterday. Andrew Abbott, he had 700 fantasy points because he struck out every single Milwaukee Brewer he faced. So remember when Jake Hazen and I were talking and we were like, Andrew Abbott has a problem against righties. The Brewers stacked righties. We forgot that all the righties in the Brewers lineup suck. It was a misstep on our part. I forgot they weren't major league hitters. I forgot. Jahmai Jones. I mean, what is that? What bats are these? I'm relying on a Blake Perkins single. I'll just be better. And I'm going to trying to be better today. So, pretty just going. I don't know if you have the Tigers graphic ready. Yeah, I was on the Tigers money line. Got rained out. I loved this bet. Moved to minus 110, which doesn't end up actually mattering anymore because the Brewers yesterday closed at minus 165. Dodgers closed at minus 140. So we lost CLV on the Dodgers. They won. Closed with CLV on the Brewers, and they lost. Man, I love this pick. Love this pick. Model love this pick. What are you going to do? And you're probably going to ask, play it tomorrow, right? There's a doubleheader. Y'all know I hate doubleheaders. Might be a late ad depending on what happens in the first game, but doubleheaders are always wonky, tough to bet on, different lineups, different bullpen situations. It always ends up being a coin flip. Maybe we'll be on the Tigers tomorrow, probably not. Really love that spot. So let's get to our only bet of the night. Our only bet of the night. Anyone want to get gross? Anyone want to get gross with me? Let's talk about it. So when does this game start? 8:10 p.m. Eastern. The Rangers are taking on the Houston Astros. Sorry if I got hiccups right now. I'm a freaking child. Give me a second. Maybe that'll work. All right. So the pitching matchup is Andrew Heaney versus Framber Valdez. So maybe I'm stepping into one, but I'm following a similar logic to my Rockies pick, right? Really based on just a line, right? I look at a line and I say, all right, yeah, Framber Valdez is better. The Astros are better, and we'll talk about why they're better. But plus 160? What's the implied probability of plus 160, right? It's like 38-ish%. Let's look that up. Implied probability calculator. So before we even begin, 160. Calculate. 38%. Yeah, I was right. Do the Rangers win this game 38 out of 100 times? I think they win it more times, and let me explain. So they have the clear starting pitching advantage in Framber Valdez. The Astros do. But what I think this line is, it's an overreaction to them winning the series' first two games, combined with Yordan Alvarez, Jose Altuve coming back to the lineup today, right? But the Rangers and Astros, even with those two guys back, the Astros are slightly better. But the difference in skill level is not what this line is. And I think the Rangers are going to be extremely motivated not to get swept by a division rival. I'm not here to convince you that Andrew Heaney is any good, right? He's taken a sizable step back from his 2022 season with the Dodgers to post an expected ERA and Sierra in the mid-fours. Those are those ERA estimators that I love to talk about. However, he has thrown 10 scoreless innings against the Astros this season over 2 starts, 5 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 2 hits in respective starts. Also, his ERA is a full run lower pitching on the road, right? 4.99 ERA at home, 3.99 ERA on the road. Now, I want to look at his full seasons, like his career against the Astros current roster, which we always like to say. But we've seen completely different versions of Andrew Heaney. Remember Andrew Heaney on the Yankees, who was the worst pitcher alive? Then he went to the Dodgers and was like, what did they find? What did they find? Now he's on the Rangers and he's like a middle ground of batting practice machine and like an actual really good pitcher. Now he's in the middle. So like, do I care what Chas McCormick did in 2021 against a batting practice pitcher? Do I care on the other side what Chas McCormick did against a 2022 Andrew Heaney? Hard to say. So I'm just kind of looking at this here, and maybe that might do us in, but I'm willing to risk it. It's gambling, right? So who's he facing? He's facing an Astros lineup that is very good against left-handed pitching. Since June 1st, the Astros have a 121 WRC plus, ranking 4th in baseball. There are only 3 teams better in that span than the Astros are. The Blue Jays, the Padres, and the Rangers. Framber Valdez is a stud, right? He's one of the best pitchers on this earth. However, he's facing an angry Rangers lineup that is plenty familiar with him. Again, tough to look at historical stats even with Framber because we've seen how much better this Rangers lineup is even compared to last year, right? Does it make sense to look at Leody Taveras or Ezekiel Duran? Remember when he was trading the Joey Gallo deal against Framber last? Like, they're different hitters. Josh Young is now in the lineup. It's different guys, right? Framber did throw once against the Rangers at home, allowing 5 runs, right? So this game already happened, this matchup back in April. He allowed 5 runs, but only one of them earned. It was like an error, then a couple of walks, then a big-time home run. It was a funky game. But this matchup, again, happened in April. It was Andrew Heaney versus Framber Valdez, 9-1 in favor of the Rangers. So what does Framber do best? Keeps the ball on the ground. What do the Rangers do well? They keep the ball in the air. They have the second lowest ground ball rate in all of Major League Baseball this season. What is happening with Framber? Why is his xERA close to 4? Why is his SIERA much higher than his ERA? It's because he's allowing a lot of hard contact, the hardest contact of his career. What do the Rangers do? They hit the living piss out of the ball, and they don't like to keep it on the ground. So what I'm relying on is the Rangers' bats to really show up today. But the Astros have the much better starter. Rangers have the slightly better offense, even with those guys back. Because you assume Altuve, Yordan back, just getting their leggings here. Maybe they go crazy, right? Again, they're minus 180. But what I'm relying on is it takes them a game, right? Takes them a game to get settled. But let's look at the bullpens. So the Rangers have 4 reliable arms. Aroldis Chapman, Jose Leclerc, Brock Burke, and Will Smith. Leclerc, Burke, rhymes, and Smith, all 3 rested. Full rest, right? Burke, Leclerc, they pitched on Monday. Not much, though. Didn't pitch yesterday. And Will Smith hasn't pitched since Sunday. So we got full rest for them. And Aroldis Chapman has thrown 39 pitches in the last 3 days, but then didn't pitch yesterday. This is, right, if we're looking at what is a must-win game, it's never a must-win game because it's July, but the Rangers are only 1 game above them in the standings right now. So if the Rangers lose this game, they're now tied for the division lead. The Astros have already won both games so far, where the Rangers were ahead, then lost. Yesterday's game, 4-3. It's been close all series long, and I think it's going to remain close for the rest of the series, which is today. So the Rangers, they have their 4 best arms ready to go because and the reason why I'm bringing in must win is Bruce Bochy, I bet, will say we need to use Chapman in this game, right? No games tomorrow for the Rangers. They might have to press the button and say we need everybody on call for this game. I think the Rangers, much more important game than it is to the Astros. The Astros want to sweep, but they're not in dire circumstances here like the Rangers are, right? So, and if we look at how have those bullpen arms performed against the Astros, well, Leclerc and Burke have been great. It's Will Smith who's had the issues. 5.40 ERA against them, but everybody else has been fantastic. So let's look at the Astros, right? They have 4 fantastic arms. Hector Neris, Brian Abreu, Ryan Presley, and Phil Maton. But I'm assuming that Presley and Neris not going to be available. Both threw 17 and 19 pitches yesterday. Presley even threw 9 pitches the day before. So maybe they go back-to-back, but Neris 31 pitches in the last 3 days. Presley 26 in the last 3 days, 26 in the last 2. So who are they going to go to? Probably Brian Abreu, right? Who has thrown 28 pitches in the last 3 days, so not fully rested. And this season, he's allowed 3 runs in 5 innings to the Rangers this season. Not ideal. So we could see Phil Maton, who's been great, 3.00 ERA this year, 7.36 ERA against the Rangers this season. And then it's the bottom of the Astros bullpen, right? So Framber could dominate the whole game, just shove, and we lose. But let's say he pitches okay. Say 6 innings, 2-3 runs. We got a bullpen that we can hit if we are the Rangers, right? So do you see kind of what I'm getting at here? Basically what I'm saying is that the Astros should be the favorites. Minus 180. I think the Astros should be minus 150, and the Rangers should be plus 130. The model is going wild. They think it should be plus 105 for the Rangers, minus 105 for the Astros. So they have it much closer than I did when I originally capped these games. So what I go to is I say, all right, here are the games. Here's what I would make the line. Check the model. Does it agree with me? All right, I look further in, find my edges, make bets. That's how I bet on baseball, right? So the model thinks there's 75 cents worth of value. I think there's 30 cents of value. But regardless, I think we all can agree the Astros are just overvalued in this spot, right? Astros have the better starter and home field advantage. It's kind of it, right? So I would bet this down to plus 145. How we feeling, ladies and gents? How we feeling? Pete, am I overreacting to Adolis having a sore hand from the recent hit by pitch and Seager being on the IL? I want to buy in your thought process because of the great sales pitch, but I'm not sure I can pull the trigger on this game. Not a bad point. Not a bad point, right? Corey Seager, I assume, was going to be out of this lineup, right? We knew he wasn't going to be out of this lineup. But again, lefty versus lefty, not that important. Peter's ballpark pal, yours? No, it's not mine, but we work with Aaron, the creator, and it's going to be live on justbaseball.com soon. So I know everything that goes into the model. Been using it last year. Aaron and I are in communication, so we use it together. Why not team total? I think the Rangers win, and I'd rather get plus 160. Kind of similar to the Dodgers, right? Both hit yesterday, so you can go with however you like it. Again, however you want to go about it, it's up to you, right? If you only like the Rangers to score, sure. I think Heaney could pitch okay. 10 innings of scoreless baseball against the Astros. Yeah, here's Heaney. He's pitched better on the road, and the Rangers have all their best bullpen arms available. I think they win the game. I'd rather just be on plus 160. You can be on 3.5, 4.5, whatever it is. Again, it's up to you. I just think that there's too much value on this money line. And I get asked this whenever I take a dog. It's like, yeah, you can just take the team total if you just think their bats are going to show up. But it's at 8.5. It's a pretty weirdly low total. Right? Kind of low. Especially when this game ended 9-1 last time these two teams faced each other. Maybe it's a low-scoring game. Maybe Heaney pitches well. That's what I like. Unit on team total and unit on money line sounds good to me. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of hammering it, right? Soars over, in my opinion. Could happen. Could happen. But I'm rocking with the Rangers today. Let's do some home runs. Producer Cohen. So we got yesterday, how about the Ryan O'Hearn call? Bang. Max Muncy the day before. Bang. Who do I like today? Who's weird? Well, Chas McCormick being that high is certainly weird. We don't like to see that. Who you? Trevor Larnach against Bryce Miller. I wonder if he's going to play today. Nobody's really sticking out to me. I don't think it's a bad idea to take Cubs hitters against Lynn. Ryan O'Hearn came up so clutch. We'd love to see that, handyman. We'd love to see that. He already hit 2. Who do I like here? Who do we like here? Nobody's really standing out to me. But I'll go with one. Chaz being high isn't weird. He's the hottest hitter in baseball. Yeah, but he's high on here, which he isn't normally. That's all I'm looking at. Like, is Willie Adames hot? Jake Hazen? Genius? Talking shit in chat, doesn't know ball at all. I don't hate Ryan Mountcastle. Haven't seen him high. Yeah, you know what? Build the mount. Build the castle, Producer Cohen. Back-to-back Orioles. I like Ryan Mountcastle in this matchup. I like him in Citizens Bank. He doesn't have to deal with left field and Camden Yards being 700 feet away from him. Give me Mountcastle. Give me Mountcastle. That's my home run pick of the day. We're going for 3 in a row, ladies and gentlemen. Going for 3 in a row. So until we get people in queue, because we are a little bit 5 minutes ahead of schedule because my Tigers bet got postponed, let's just go through the model and let's talk through some games. So as you guys can see here, yeah, just give it a quick refresh. All right, so we got right? So we got Phillies versus Orioles, basically telling you, yeah, this game should be a pick 'em, but the Phillies should be favorites, right? They have them winning about 52% of the time. Total, it's about what it should be. Maybe a slight lean towards the under. So we only on Rangers. Yeah, Matt, I was on Tigers also, and I got postponed. So I don't know what to say. What do you think about Cubs money line? We'll talk about it in a second. Peter, any new thoughts on Ohtani being shipped? The more I think about it, the more I think he's not going to get traded. The more I think he's not going to get traded. I just don't think a team is going to offer him as much. I took Cubs money line. All right, let's talk about it. So let's go to Yankees versus Mets. I'm just going to show you what the model says and refrain from talking. And producer Cohen should as well. He gave Yankees Mets under 8.5 yesterday and lost another bet and is putting everybody in poverty, as I am as well, because I also lost. No, yeah, say that. Get on.
Like if I'm out here giving picks, maybe I'm taking the opposite.
Wow.
On my own, and I'm not saying anything about it. So should we just know to auto fade me?
So you're 3-0 basically.
2-1 because of the A's.
The A's were close.
The A's were close, so I technically won that. But
yeah.
We'll be back on Monday, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe once a month.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's hard doing this.
Yeah.
Let's bring back up the model. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to refrain from talking about Yankees Mets because I'm a Yankee fan and I don't bet on the Yankees. But there's the model. They think there's a little bit of value on the Mets. Good luck taking Jose Quintana on a money line ever. But at the same time, the Yankees suck. So do with that information with what you will. Two shit teams. Couldn't agree with you more. Let's go to Braves Red Sox. Pretty high here. They think the Red Sox should be favorites again against Spencer Strider. Remember, the model, like the Red Sox yesterday, had them at a -120 favorite compared to the +120 line. They won, and they won big. Do the Braves not bounce back here? Brian Bayo returning from paternity list. Hard for me to buy into that one. But what I will say is the model generally is obsessed with Strider. So the fact that it has this value on the Red Sox is very, very interesting, right? And we got really good weather here in Fenway. That's why you see the total so high. And it definitely still has a lean towards the over. So I don't know if anybody's crazy enough to go with the Red Sox, but I guess what I'm saying is don't lay the juice with the Braves today. You know, they might win, but it's pretty sketchy here, folks. Pretty sketchy. If I had to make a bet on this game, I'd probably go with the over with these two starting pitchers. I think it's very telling that it's at 10. So let's go down to Rangers Astros. So as you guys can see, right, +102, -102. So it was -105 a little bit earlier. Did a little bit of a refresh. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I think the model's on drugs a little bit here. No shot should the true line be +102. But I do think that the true line should be closer to +130 or +125. I cannot buy that the Astros win 62% of these matchups. I cannot. I mean, the Rangers already won one of them. Maybe does that say, oh, well, that means that the Astros win this one? But what I will say is value on the total. So if you don't like the Rangers pick, if you're too soft to go with +160, consider the over. Consider the Rangers team total over. But no shot I'm laying juice on the Astros today. No shot. Give me the Rangers on the money line +160. Let's go to Cubs White Sox. Again, model has a pretty strong lean to the White Sox. And I was going to bet the White Sox last night. And I was hoping money would come in on the Cubs. Instead, the line flipped, right? So I saw a lot of money come in on the White Sox. And the White Sox appear to be flipped, though. So they got a lot of money, and then it flipped towards the White Sox. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, now that it's at plus 100, minus 105, I probably would have bet the White Sox if it was like plus 115. Here, like, now it's just at a price where I think it should be, right? Should be around plus 100, should be around minus 105. It's caught in too much steam for me. But I do think the White Sox win. It's just I don't bet on teams that I think are just going to win. I bet on prices and lines. And it's just not at a price that I want. Yeah, Altuve and Jordan is back. Absolutely. Factor that in. I hope it takes a game for them to get going. Yeah, I'll text Gino, see where he's at. Because Gino's supposed to be coming on. And then we got Giants versus A's. I think an A's bet is actually might work today. There's no way the Giants should be minus 230. There's just no way. I mean, the game's going to suck. But, again, two shit teams. But just no way. Like, no way the Giants should be this big of dogs. No way. I should just bet on the A's based on spite alone. But Hogan Harris is just not good. And the Giants realistically could tee off on him. The slate is rough today and looks even worse tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, we're in the dog days, people. We're in the call the number if you bet on that game. I mean, there is no doubt about it. Value on the A's. As a Giants fan, we never beat them by 2+. A's plus 1.5. Something like that. I think the A's are live here as big-time dogs. I kind of want to add them just out of spite. Should I go A's and Rangers on my card, a plus 200 and a plus 160? Parlay it. Let's see what happens. Yeah. I don't know where Gino is. What are you guys betting on today? I saw a couple Cubs stuff. I think the White Sox will win, but I think depending on the price you got on the Cubs, I think it's a fine bet. I think it's a pick 'em. Up to you guys, though. If the A's score 1, the Giants might not catch up. I don't know. Board's a little tricky today. I'm on Blue Jays, off to a good start. What's going on? Are they killing Gonsolin? 2-0, top third. Ducks on the pond. I mean, Vladdy, can we be better? Cardinals D-backs, 2-2. Flaherty and Gallen. Pirates Padres, 1-1. They got some good games going on in the afternoon right now. I've seen every White Sox game this season, and I think the White Sox struggle with Stroman big time. Yeah, Brandon is our graphics guy, so that's B-Sun4. He is a White Sox fan. Thinks they struggle. I could see that. Rangers, Red Sox, Orioles. Like it. Watching the White Sox play a game in Major League Baseball makes me sick to my stomach. Pirates nuke. There we go. Okay. Let's just go to Colby real quick. He's got one play for the people. Talk to us. What's up?
What's going on, bro?
How'd your day go yesterday? I know we both hit Dodgers.
2-1. I hit it was the Reds Brewers under through the first 5, but Andrew Abbott shoved yesterday. 9 strikeouts. And Corbin Burns did his thing. Obviously, the Brewers couldn't hit. So it goes. But yeah, 2-1 for me.
Baby.
We'll move on. I just can't believe that I went to bed. I told you, I texted you this morning. I was like, I went to bed in the 9th inning when they were down 7-3, the Dodgers were. And I woke up this morning fully expecting a loss. I checked the ESPN app. I'm like, no fucking way. 8-7. Unreal.
We'll take it. We needed it. How about a bad beat, but in our direction for once? I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah, man. No, seriously. The slate today is tough. I only have one play. There wasn't anything that really jumped out at me. You know, that Red Sox game, I was like, do I take an over here? Do I take an under? I don't know. It looked like a game I wanted to bet on because I'm going to watch it for sure. But staying away, I'll just enjoy it. The only play I'm on, Orioles minus 105. a little strange here. I'm a little shocked that the Phillies are getting as much love in this spot as they are. I believe that did this one open though as a plus? They were dogs and then they
plus
moved.
105 moved to let's see what they're at now. Producer Cohen, you got it on screen. What are we looking at the Orioles as? Minus 110. So it's now flipped because I know you sent this in not that long ago. And it moved from plus 105 to minus 110 now.
Yeah, I mean, you like to see that, and it's kind of what I would expect because Ranger Suarez has been killed lately. Let me pull up his numbers over his last 4 starts, but the K percentage has gone down over his last 4 starts. Walk rate's gone up. Barrel rate's gone up. Last 4 starts, he has an ERA of 6.14, a FIP of 5.74. He's striking out less than 7 per 9. He's given up 4 home runs. And it's not like he faced like insane offenses during that stretch, Pete. He faced the Nationals, Marlins, Padres, and Guardians. And yes, the Guardians offense has been good, but mostly good against righties. Like the Guardians historically don't hit that well against lefties. Is that still true? I could be talking out of my ass there, but.
Sorry, say it again.
Guardians against lefties this year.
Yeah, they've been better lately.
They've been better. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Orioles are about middle of the road against lefties this season. They have an ex-WOBA and a WOBA right around 330 over the last month. The lineup today is pretty much all righties. You got 2 switch hitters in there and then all right-handed bats. So Gunner's not in the lineup today. This Phillies lineup, though, has really struggled against right-handed pitching over the last month, Pete. They have a WOBA and an ex-WOBA less than 300 over the last 30 days against right-handed pitching. And Bradish is very consistent. I like betting on him because I usually know what I'm going to get. Like, 5 to 6 innings, 2 to 4 earned runs, somewhere in there. He gives his team a chance to win games usually. And I think the Orioles can get to Suarez here early. But the other thing is that this Phillies bullpen has really not been good as of late. And this Orioles bullpen, I have a lot of trust in.
Did you just, first of all, Orioles money line, good pick. Did you see the trade that just came across?
No, what happened?
The Marlins just traded Dylan Floro to the Twins for Jorge Lopez.
Such a weird trade.
The Marlins just fleeced. Floro is not better than Jorge Lopez? Is it the right Jorge Lopez?
I think no. So Jorge Lopez is a reliever with a 5 ERA. He was traded for. He was with the Orioles last year. He was traded for Yenier Cano.
No, he's legit.
He has a 5 ERA this year, though. He's not.
Yeah,
he's not
but you remember Jorge Lopez? Yeah, because he struggled and then went on the IL, had concussion issues, has come back and is.
Has he been good?
Yeah. What?
I don't know, Pete. He has a 5 ERA over his last 8 appearances.
Yeah, but he's not. He's good, though.
Is he?
Yes. What?
Dylan Floro has been kind of nasty. I don't know. Is that like a salary dump move? I don't understand that one.
I would prefer Jorge Lopez on my team. Does anyone have a reaction to that in chat?
I mean,
such a Minnesota thing to do. I don't get that one at all. I don't know what the Twins are doing. Lopez has so much more upside.
Hear this one, though, Pete. His last 15 innings for Floro, 4.6 ERA, but a 1.56 FIP. He's striking out 10 per 9, walking less than 2 per 9. Like, that sounds pretty legit to me. 55% ground ball rate.
Still don't like it for the Twins. I don't care. I know Jorge Lopez is better than Dylan Floro. That's what I know. You can say I'm wrong. Don't care. I will argue with the wall. Jorge Lopez is better.
Is this where we betting on Jorge Lopez and Dylan Floro's ERA the rest of the season from July 26th on?
Just for them to have the exact same ERA.
They both have ERAs over 5.
Yeah, I agree. Lopez just started getting back in rhythm. Watch him against the Mariners. Good pitch. Like, okay.
I don't know.
Won that one.
I think you're sleeping on Floro. I am sleeping on Floro. Twins fleece, in my opinion. Go off.
You're a moron. Go Orioles.
Go Orioles.
Let's see if you can win another bet today. I love it.
Don't you think it is weird that they moved to being like even, but I was really shocked that they opened up.
They've been opening as a dog every game this series.
Weird. I don't love the Phillies at all.
Me neither. We gotta keep moving though. Appreciate you though.
No worries, brother. Talk to you later.
Money on. Talk to you. Okay, we got next. Okay, let's go to Jake real quick. Up. Who's waving? Who's waving in queue? Okay. What's up, Gino? Oh,
how we living?
How we doing? Ready to rock?
Bro, after my pathetic performance yesterday, I want to just feed. I want to show up, tell them these are my best 4 plays. These are my best 2 or 3 DFS, and be out.
Well, the only problem is I texted you too. The only things that could count on stream, because all the games are happening right now, all we have you tracked for is Baltimore first 5 money line, because you also had the Angels, but the game got postponed. And then the 2 games were before stream. So all we got for you today is Baltimore first 5 money line.
That's all we got?
That's the only thing that we can do.
That's fair. And is that for the stream?
Yeah, that's for the stream.
All right. Long story short, this is both algo, syndicate, and there is slightly more public on the opposite side, but not crazy sharp action on this game. So I think I was texting PD about this. I was pretty proud. Got a lot of closing line value here. Just because you lose a little bit of value doesn't mean you don't bet it. I don't want to contradict myself when I say things on social and I'm like, gambling's all about finding value. It is. But just know that just because some value's lost doesn't mean it's automatically EV negative. So I just want to be clear on that to anyone out there. So I hope that's helpful. I have Baltimore first 5 as the best value in this game, even though I also have Baltimore in the game. So I have both. But the value I found with these 2 starting pitchers and the EV was Baltimore first 5 is the best play of the day on this game. Excuse me.
Fair enough. And right now, I know you had a bunch of other plays. We'll just go through them really quick, and then we'll bring on Jake. So did you have anything in Cardinals Diamondbacks?
Cardinals Diamondbacks.
Live bet because it's no. Anything Blue Jays Dodgers?
I almost had the Blue Jays first 5 money line just because, again, remember I was talking to you last game? Toronto travels freaking well to the West Coast. I know this, guys, I talk crazy, but some of my systems are that fucking stupid. And I mean that. They're that dumb. I noticed a team getting extra percentage points. And yesterday I was saying Toronto travels to the West Coast well. I've noticed it all year. So I bet it, but it wasn't a system play. I didn't give it out or anything. I think I have, or maybe I took the half a run. I should have done money line, but I did the half a run.
Yeah, well, they're up 2-0, so you're looking pretty right now. So Gino, one play, one winner.
I love it. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Do you want any DFS while we're here?
Oh yeah. We got to get Jake on real quick. Do you want to come back on at 5:20?
Yeah, I'll hang out. If I'm here, call me back in. If not, I got my little one screaming.
Perfect. Talk to you. All right, let's get to Jake Hazen.
Yo.
What's up, brother? How'd you do yesterday?
I think 1-1 on here, 1-2 on Twitter because I took the Marlins a day early.
But always today.
Yeah, El cash out on the Mariners, but at the same time, I'm not too upset about that cash out, right? Because my read in that game was Kirby Masterclass. That clearly did not happen. So my read in that game was way off. So if I cash out a play and I still win, but my read is wrong, I'm not upset. But if Kirby would have went out there and thrown a perfect game, I'd be pretty pissed. But that didn't happen, so it's what it is.
And we got more plays today. We're rocking with Houston first 5 minus a half. Square.
Going to war square. No way the Rangers sweep. And no way the Rangers get swept, dude.
No way.
No chance. But they still can. I'm on the first 5 here, so that could happen. So I know you guys are referencing a lot about how the Rangers keep the ball in the air, right? Which is correct. And about 170 plate appearance sample size since July 1st. Against lefties, they are 7th in ground ball rate. So, granted, is that going to sustain? No. All season they've been, keeping keep the ball off the ground. But lately, that's been trending in my favor. And another thing that benefits me as well. I mean, Heaney, the last time he faced the Astros 3 times this year. First game he got blown up. Last game, I'm pretty sure he masterclassed, and I think that was right before the last series they had. And I just think the Astros are going to absolutely get after him. Lineup's not out yet, but Jordan is now off the IL fully. He had a rehab game.
And Altuve is, I think.
Oh, so they both might be in the lineup tonight. So then that should be great in my favor. So, yeah, I don't have much to say because I did a lot of digging in this game, but I did a while ago. I don't have all my stats in front of me. But lately, been a big ground ball team. Heaney's matchup should suck. I know they're since June 1st, we talked about this. They're 10th against curveballs and 14th against sinkers. Where I think a guy like Framber, granted his expected stats aren't good. I know it's been worse than ever, but Framber's really this type of pitcher. A sinker ball, dude, of course. I had the first 5 over in the Cardinals game, and they hit the over in the 6th inning. That's just so sick. Nice, man. Super sick. Fuck that. Lars Newfarm, man. Hit hard. But, yeah, I mean, that's basically the main of it. I don't have much to say about this. Sorry, my sell job here is pretty shit. Play won't hit. Good call on Rangers.
So, wait, we don't have
That's Orioles money.
So you got Orioles money line. Let's talk about the Orioles.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say? It's the Orioles, dude.
Talk about it.
Kyle Bradish on the bump today is a guy I love a lot. Colby actually just pitched really well. I was going to come in saying the same thing. Randy Suarez lately has not been as good against lineups who really aren't too impressive. And the Phillies bullpen, their bullpen's banged up. Orioles as well, but I guess I just think the Orioles are a better team here. Now, Tom has been major Matt. He said, come on, have a big pitch about the Phillies. And I've seen it kind of fade in the Orioles as kind of a popular play today. And usually when that happens, I tend to just bet the Orioles. And Matt came to me, and he was talking about this. He's going to come and pitch it. And he gave me a multitude of reasons. Orioles are due for aggression. They can't maintain this. All their pitching is due for aggression. Not only, they're also young arms. And he was telling me, the Orioles are not going to be this good. I'm like, yeah, Matt, everything you just said was 100% correct. But the Orioles just don't give a fuck. So we're going to roll with them again today. We riding the hot hand. I mean, short line Orioles is just on the road. Phillies are somewhat popular today. I just got to roll with them.
Fair enough.
They've been paying me all season. I just keep rolling with it. Here we go. Here's the
talk.
Nasty one. So Hogan Harris. He's a guy who's not too good. I think he has around a 4.7 xFIP, which is bad, but not garbage. That's not horrible, but it's definitely not good, and it's definitely not average. It's bad. And this Giants lineup last 30 days against lefties, I believe they rank either bottom 3. I think it's around a 70 to 65 WRC plus against lefties. Not very good. And the A's in that same exact split, since they're going to be facing lefties tonight. I know they have an opener. I think Walker's the opener, but Wood's going to be the main guy here. The A's have a 98 WRC plus against lefties. So, and this is a spot here where I'm not saying I have this edge where the A's are guaranteed to win this game. I'm very confident. No, you talked about this earlier in the stream. Plus 200 when I'm getting the better split, better team. The A's are better against lefties recently. The Giants are. I mean, Alex Wood and Hogan Harris, when you compare their xFIPs and stuff, they're really not too far apart. Their expected stats are pretty close. I mean, one has worse surface numbers than the other. And the line's been better. So, plus 200, I mean, I just got to take a flyer on these A's, man. And the game was kind of just close last night, so they can compete. Don't let the A's get hot, man.
Don't let the A's get hot. No, I almost bet this too. It's the Giants are just so overvalued. So overvalued.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And it's the late night -1.5 fade the A's. Sure, dude. Let's see how this goes.
The thing is that has been working for everybody because they've won 29 games. No, but I feel you. I think this is a good bet.
Hey, they won one of their last 7 games.
Only one.
They're hot.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon. Oh no, you got one more. Excuse me.
One more.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I have a little more to write it for. So, Marcus Stroman. Let's talk about Stroman first. So he's throwing the White Sox. We throwing around 7 righties today, and the 3 lefties I do not fear at all. One of them being Andrew Benintendi. I mean, that guy hit a home run the other day, but I don't think he's going to do it again. And that guy's just not very productive at all. So the White Sox, they in the last since May 26th, last 60 days, they have a negative 24 run value against the slider. And Stroman's going to be pumping out that slider. Well, it's a secondary pitch. Those 2 pitches against righties, sinker and slider. And there's going to be about 7 righties, 6 righties lineup. Even the lefties are in the lineup. I don't really fear. So really bad against sliders, and they're really bad against sinkers. Well, not really bad. They're like 18th to 20th. I don't quite remember, but they really match up too well against that against his pitch arsenal. And another side with Lance Lynn, I've been pretty good with Lance Lynn this year. I don't know why. I just been able to find this guy's spots. And another thing, I'm mainly focusing on righties. Talkman, I dug into his matchup, even though like Lynn, like this is crazy. He has like a 3.6 FIP, xFIP against righties, but like a 7 xFIP against lefties. Like it is drastically bad. But he's pretty dang good pitcher against righties. And the lefties I got to worry about here. So Cody Bellinger might hit for the cycle. Let's get that out of the way first. Ian Happ, he's been kind of a shell of himself. He hasn't had this power this season. And the thing is that Lance Lynn, his biggest weakness is lefty power. And Talkman, I dug into his matchup, can't quite remember, but he's not a big fastball hitting guy. So, and the rest of Rice's lineup, this Cubs team, they're bottom 20 against every single one of these pitch. They're not a big fastball hitting team. And that's all Lance Lynn throws is fucking fastballs because he wants to throw gas and that's all he's going to do. A little bit of the slurve, but mainly throwing gas. So their bottom ranking against all his pitches. The lefties in that lineup, only one I fear is Cody Bellinger. He might hit for the cycle today. I'm not kidding. But, yeah, I just like Lance Lynn's matchup against his Cubs lineup and the other side of Stroman. I mean, obviously the much better pitcher in here. I just think he takes care of this White Sox offense.
Fair enough. We got Brandon, who's our graphic guy, big White Sox fan. The White Sox cannot pull the ball in the air to save their life. Sinker-slider combo is the kryptonite for their best bats.
There we go. Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
It's a good comment there from Brandon. Interesting.
It's called Bison for Brandon. That's a knower ball type of comment right there.
That's a knowing ball type of comment. Shout out Brandon. So just to recap, we got the Orioles on the money line.
Correct.
We got the Rangers through the first 5,
Opposite.
not hitting.
Astros, the first 5.
Or yeah, I got Rangers in my head because they're gonna win. But you're gonna donate.
After that, After that, right after I gave out the Astros, which was really bad. I think Rangers are free. I want to congratulate you right now on the stream.
You did say Astros should win because the ground ball rate in the last 2.5 weeks is not ideal.
I mean, okay, Pete, you gotta throw me a bone here, dude. I'm out here in my car. I just hit the lab at 24 hours ago. I just got done crunching numbers all day. I come on here and I gotta debate baseball. No, I'm not in the throw me a bone here, Pete.
I'm not throwing you a bone. Be better. Be better. A's is a good bet. Be better. And you are being better with your next pick, A's. I like the Orioles. And that first 5 under is interesting. You're just dealing with some variance with Stroman, who's been a shaky, Lynn, who's obviously been shaky due to the home run ball. But it's a sneaky under. It's a sneaky under. I think you go 3-1.
3-1?
2-2. Because the A's probably won't win.
If the A's hit, I'll most likely make money. I hope I'll win one of the others. So let's just big A's guys tonight, all right?
I'm thinking about betting the A's with you. I think I just it's kind of like the Rangers. It's like, should they be underdogs? Yes. Should they be plus 160? No.
Well,
A's, should they be underdog? Yes. Should they be plus 200? No.
Here's the thing about the A's. I know it has really no impact on the game, but I sneak nuke on the Pirates money line. If I hit one big dog, I'm not hitting the other. So
what is the Pirates score right now? Pirates are winning 2-1. Pirates are winning 2-1.
When do they score? Is it the 5th inning right now?
Yeah, 5th inning. Padres are up right now.
5 team total too, so that's big. All right. Well, I'm gonna go and get PT for my shoulder and sweat the Pirates. So adios, Pete.
I mean, what a day you have planned. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Gino left, was gonna come back on. I love how ass the Padres are. I should have been on Pirates just as a spite. Well, someone just came on. So let's get him on instead. Crabs.
Back. So back.
It's been a while.
Like I never left.
Like you never left.
It's crazy because whenever I come on here and get plays, they lose. You know?
Well, what I like today is that you have your full card because I keep telling you.
You have the cards.
What's the issue? It's not playing the full card. And
yeah,
I did see your tweet. Squad ride hit. Full fade on the big 3. So now you're due.
Sure, I am too. I love the spot I'm in. I wouldn't want to be a sports book. No chance. All right, 3 plays, 3 winners. Chat, you know what to do. Get ready to fade. All right, let's get started in Philly. All right, I hope they're not losing yet. Give me the Phillies on the ML. Okay, they're going to get it done today. Look, sketchy line, especially fading the Orioles. I am seeing some late steam towards the Phillies right now as I check right before the game starts. I want to back Suarez. They had his 2.5 earned run square up there on Prize Picks earlier today. It looked like the over on that is the freest bet of the time. Off whatever, probably the odds move. Don't care. I think Bradish, his fantasy score is low. I think he gets roughed up today. Suarez has been a trash can recently. The Phillies are not a better team than the Orioles, but for some reason they keep getting respect, and they're getting it today again. They got me. Okay, if this is Bates on the Phillies once again, I'll take my chances. I'll charge it to the game, but I think they get it done today. I like their bats. I like their matchup against Bradish, who's been a little too good. Give me Ranger to deal, and the Phillies to end up winning this game on the money line.
So all I heard today from stream and chat, correct me if I'm wrong, Phillies, this popular play of fading the Orioles. Every single person before you so far is playing the Orioles.
Okay.
And you're the first Phillies guy.
Good.
And
yeah,
so I just heard
much.
it's so popular to be on the Phillies, and you're the first Phillies guy I heard. We've had 4 people.
Who the heck wants to bet the Phillies today? Are you kidding me?
I ain't betting that.
I don't know. Well, I'm betting it, but I'm sure as hell not taking the Orioles. No chance.
Taking the Phils for 3 units. Why not us?
3 units every play. Why not us? All right,
Every
we're crawling
play.
out of that 40-unit hole. Okay, if we get below that 40 units, you know what's going to happen.
Don't flash the leaderboard.
No, we don't need it.
We don't
need
it. Stop.
No, that's the one you can flash.
That's
I like
the
that
cropped one. I like
Look at
that
Javon
one.
up there in first. Let's go, Javon. Behind the lines rep. Let's go, Javon. Come on,
Killing
kids.
it. 8 units.
He is killing it.
But didn't you see the rumors? The word started by me.
People are talking.
People are talking that doesn't grind enough, picks his spots.
Sure.
And what chat was saying after I lost a couple bets, they're saying, isn't it harder for you because everything you play is then on stream?
Yeah.
And I'm not picking my spots. I'm playing what I'm playing, and it's on stream. And
Yeah.
I said, I haven't thought about that, but if I lose, I can use that excuse.
100%.
And then if I win, I'm even overcoming something. It's actually props to me.
It's honestly a win-win, and there's no way that rumor started by you either. Crazy.
No way.
No chance.
No chance. Let's go play number 2.
Play number 2. All right, we move. Give me the over in Atlanta and Boston on ESPN. Number 1, the balls are juiced on primetime games. The over's already get a hit. Doesn't matter. Let's go into some baseball reasonings, though. Strider's broken. Let me give you a breakdown of what's going on with Strider, okay? He was struggling with his commands, a couple weeks ago, but it really didn't matter because he's so effectively wild and nasty that he gets such swing and miss stuff. It doesn't matter. And I feel like, I don't know if it was the coaches, I don't know if it's him, but he's filling the zone up a lot more recently, and it's resulted in more strikeouts, less walks, so it's working, but it's also resulted in the hardest contact he's ever given up in his career as a starter, okay? He's filling up the zone. He's facing a Red Sox lineup today that is not patient, 21st in baseball in walks. They're not very patient. So if he's going with that same game plan where he's trying to eliminate the walks, be able to pitch deeper into games, which the Braves needs, he's still going to get rocked, in my opinion. And I think he should go back to that effectively wild game plan he had in the beginning of the season where hitters are shitting their pants up there and they have no idea where the ball's going. But right now he's filling the zone, and I want to back the Red Sox bats, who right now are hot. They're coming off a couple wins. When they're streaky, when they're hot, that's when you want to bet them. When they're cold, you don't want to touch them. Okay, they're so streaky. But right now, I'm cool with backing Boston's bats. And I think Atlanta, not a hot take, Atlanta's probably the best overall offense in baseball. They'll put up some runs against Bayo, who's been very good this season, but he's also starting to regress a little bit too. Okay, he's been a little bit too good. This total looks high on paper, okay? But also Strider and Bayo, if you've watched them recently, do not have their best stuff. I want to back both these lineups against these overvalued starters right now and fade them and take the over.
Do you think if Strider has another bad start, maybe the Braves send him down?
They probably should.
Yeah.
Just like the Reds should send Ellie down when his average went below 310. Send him down. Not ready.
See social media. We post something. Look at this incredible play. Ellie's throwing the ball 130 miles an hour. Comments underneath, but he struck out earlier.
Yeah.
Just the smoothest brains think that their opinion on social media matters. Can we be better?
I don't get it, man.
It's just cool. Can we highlight a good play? Yeah, he wasn't perfect. He's not perfect.
The guy could be hitting 270 this year, and I'd still say he's unbelievable and should not be sent down and is ready to roll. He's
one of the most
300s.
fun. Just enjoy the fun. We're just watching a fun player. Yeah, he's going to strike out. He's 21. He's 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But Strider should be sent down.
No, he should not be sent down. Give me a break. Okay, he might have to after he gives up 10 runs himself in this game, honestly. But I don't like what he's trying to do. Why is he trying to tinker? Why is he filling the zone up? And that's not going to work against Boston tonight.
Why not take Red Sox money line?
I don't hate it. I don't like the way the line's moving towards Atlanta. I hate the Red Sox bullpen coming in behind Bayo. So that sketches me out. I think one of these two teams could hit the over themselves against one of these overvalued pitchers who is struggling right now.
Fair enough. I like this play a lot. Really good weather at Fenway too. That's why the total is so high. But the thing is, weather, like if this total was at 8.5, let's say, because that's probably what it would be. Maybe just in my mind, if it was just at a, there wasn't great weather. Yep. Strider, Bayo, good offense, probably 8.5.
Maybe not in Fenway, right? That's going to bump the over out.
But I think, like, what would this be? I'm just thinking, like, I don't think it's at 10 only because of bad weather. I think they know something, and I like this place. But what I'm trying to say.
W's. I think it's a bazillion factors. It's definitely playing in Fenway. It's definitely good weather today. There's good hitting conditions, I'm pretty sure, almost everywhere today, which is fun. We're getting runs. But also it's, look at these two pitchers pitching. They're great guys. Everyone loves them. Strider's still a Cy Young candidate, and you're putting a total of 10, and it's on ESPN. And we've seen every game on TV soar over because they're using juice baseballs. It's not rocket science, ladies and gents. Pay attention. Wake up. Game soaring over.
You know who's back on Friday? Your arch nemesis.
Yeah, I know, man. I can't believe it. Why are you bringing him back when you're in last place in the division and every other team is better than you in the division and you're not making any moves?
You think they trade him?
No, you don't trade him.
I'm just trying to tee you up to see where your mind goes on crazy baseball conspiracies.
Do you think he's coming back because he's going to be dealing with this injury, like it's been said, for the next couple of years? Because it's not a good injury to have, especially with a guy like him who has glass bones and is that big. And they're like, he's not going to be healed for another 2 years, probably anyways, fully. We might as well put him out there to DH.
I think those quotes get taken out of context and people run with them too much. Remember when Mike Trout, I think it was last year, doctors came out and said, yeah, with this back thing, he may never play again. I made a TikTok about it because I was like, this is from doctors. And Mike Trout was like, what? I'm going to play.
They're acting like he's never going to walk again.
Yeah, Judge, I think in the actual quote, he's like, it could end up hurting me for years. Like, it was a tough injury. It's on my toe. Not like I'm going to be hurt for, like, it's just context gets thrown around. So do I think it's going to hurt him forever? No. Why would it? It's
and not that I'm rooting for it, but he'll probably have a new injury next year anyways.
All right, get to play number 3.
Sure. That's how you move on, ladies and gents. White Sox ML, my favorite play of the day today. Love the White Sox ML today. Look, the White Sox have nothing to play for at this point. Okay, they're 20 games under 500. They are a joke. Now that Dan Schneider has sold the Commanders, the White Sox are probably up there for just worst organization in sports right now. They're just a joke. Absolute joke. Well, they've got Lance Lynn up there who's kind of been a joke this season too, huh? He stinks. All right, he's coming off a terrible outing, playing against, the Cubs. I think the Cubs have won 4 in a row, and the White Sox have lost 4 in a row. And you're telling me,
I think the Cubs have won 6 in a row, or 6 of 7.
Something like that.
They're just on a heater. Yeah, they're on a heater.
Yep. You're telling me this is a coin flip on the odds with Marcus Stroman, the public's favorite pitcher to back, who everyone still thinks is pitching like the guy for the first 2 months of the season. But if you've watched him pitch recently, he's clearly not, and he's regressing. You're telling me this game is a pick'em. The Cubs 6 games back in their division. The Cubs right there in the wild card chase. The White Sox dead. And this is minus 110. 80% of bets and handle are on the Cubs. And the line hasn't moved a speck.
Is that what the splits are saying?
Yeah, per Visson. Corp.
So you corped out and bought it.
There's a way to go in and still get them. We'll talk after this. I'll have my people reach out to your people. But you can still get them. Don't worry. I'm not paying for that shit. You kidding?
Yeah. Shout out Beeson.
Yeah, sure. White Sox. Listen. Okay, let's bring this full circle. There is one guy on this team who does have something to play for still. And that's Lance Lynn. And he's getting the ball today. Lance Lynn, look, he's only got a couple miles left, man. He is at the end of his journey. That guy's a fossil. It's impressive he's still pitching, even though it's been terrible. I don't think he wants to spend his last year/years rotting away, wasting his time in Chicago. If he wants to get picked up by a team, if he wants to go to the Rays, he's going to have to go out there today and show that he still has it. Because in his last outing, he looked like me going up there trying to pitch against the press. Straight up. Might as well have been me. With his stats, straight up. He is terrible. You're telling me this is a pick'em against the Cubs and the public's darling, Marcus Stroman, who has started to regress heavily. This line is a joke. It's a trap. It's the biggest trap line of the day, and I will be having more than 3 units myself on the White Sox ML. But for this contest, only 3 you allow.
So I was, I make my bets the night before, and I was looking at this White Sox line because I also, Ballpark Pal thought they should be minus 128. I looked at the line, and I'm like, I want to start tailing Lance Lynn in the second half because a lot of his ERA estimators, peripheral stuff like that, says he should be much better, that the home run to fly ball rates, all that kind of stuff is so out of whack that a lot of the damage against Lynn has been home runs. And I was like, all right, the Cubs don't really hit that many home runs. They're a fine team. They're a good offense, but home runs aren't really their game.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, I'll play the White Sox. But I did something, and now I regret it.
Oh.
So I was hoping that the public would come in on the Cubs and drive up the price. Because what I was looking at last night was a plus 105, plus 110-ish line. And I'm like, I really want plus 120. Like that, I'm in. Reverse line movement. Public did come on the Cubs, and the line flipped. And I was like, all right, I'm priced out now. Because now I think that the line is probably what it should be. Right? Because I don't bet on who I just think is going to win. I bet on prices. Like,
I know.
Do I
That's
think
okay. Teach his own.
Yeah. Do I think like Heaney is going to beat the Astros today? No. But do I think plus 160? Do I think they win more than 38% of those games?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. I think they're closer to 45%. So that's why I went with the Rangers. But I think the White Sox win. So I like this bet.
I like the Rangers as well.
I wish I played it at plus 110. Like I wish I just
play
played
it now. You should just play it now for your bank account.
Just for my bank account?
Yeah, you don't have to give it out. Just take it.
I always give out everything I play.
Yeah. Well, then you can give it out. You can take it.
I'll
It's
think
hitting.
about it.
Look, chat. If there's one play that I actually am going to pitch on here that's hitting, it's the White Sox. And by reading chat when I'm pitching it, I can tell that play's hitting because you guys hate it.
I love
Right.
it. My chat's smart, though.
Yeah, smartish.
All right, get out of here. I'll talk to you soon.
I want to see them come up and give a play. How about that? Let's have a chat day.
All right, we'll do a chat day. Well, I want to see what everybody's chirping about. Like, the comments like, I faded you starting when you had a losing streak.
Sure.
You timed that up perfectly. Genius.
Yeah. Crazy how that works. Crazy how that works.
I'll talk to you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Good luck. Okay, who we got next? Mid-major, and then we'll end with the milkman. But first, we got the mid-major. Coming off a good day? I don't remember. Okay. Well.
Yeah. Last week, I did extremely well, focusing on one play a day. And yesterday was just wild. It was undisciplined. It was uncoordinated. And it was
uncoordinated. You were just like dropping shit.
Yeah. I bet the only way on the Dodgers that you could have lost in the first 5. So it was just not a good day of betting for me. So to kind of get back to what I was doing, I have found in the most recent, couple weeks is trying to get back from learning the baseball season and learning how to bet it. My first initial gut reaction and seeing how the props are put up on books, whether they agree or disagree, it's been treating me fairly well. And today, it's leaning me towards the Philadelphia fucking Phillies, the Philadelphia fighting Phillies. I am one of the most notorious people in the gambling community. I think this team is not good. I do not think their offense is as it's not as efficient as people want to make it out to be. I think the totals in all their games are extremely high for no reason. They don't deserve a 9.5 ever. Even with with Nola and Wheeler, it's been 8.5 all year, and people have not caught up to it. That they're being overvalued. All that being said, I bet the Phillies early on in the year, and I did. That's when I started doing poorly on the stream. I started backing them. I didn't back them once when they went 25-4, 25-9, whatever they did. And then now they're playing shitty again. Obviously, that's due in fact to Schwarber and Turner just not doing anything at the plate. Their pitching has regressed for sure. Or Wheeler and Nola have not come back to their World Series self. All that being said, again, Ranger Suarez is essentially, he opened up a favorite versus Kyle Bradish. I know Ballpark Pal, and in your mind, I think you said it makes sense that the Philadelphia Phillies should be favorites, but why? Bradish is
I said what I said, I was like, it makes sense that they'd be a pick 'em now, like minus 110, just kind of
But you saw that they did open up a favorite, correct?
Yes, they did.
Bigger than the minus 110 favorite.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's been buyback. So
Yes.
people are piling in on the Orioles.
And that makes sense in my opinion, as a road dog with a pitcher who has a 1.09 ERA in his last 3 starts. Going up against the Phillies that nobody likes, a team that everyone has lost money on constantly this year, no one can figure it out, versus Ranger Suarez, who in the same last 4 starts has a 6.24 ERA. This is not a baseball play. This is just a simple line read for me. I know Gino talked about the value on the Orioles. It makes sense. But, since the start of July, since the start of June, the Phillies have a better bullpen WOBA and xFIP than the Baltimore Orioles. I'm big on the Orioles' second half regression. I don't know if it'll come, but you also have to – I think you also know, and I think that's something you fear, is that the young Baltimore bullpen – they've never seen this amount of innings. They've never seen this amount of stress over a full season. They got rid of Lopez after last year. Keegan Aiken's not pitching to a sub-3 ERA, so their bullpen is more taxed with less arms. And their starting pitching is not going deep at all in games. And that combination, that equation does not equal success in my opinion. And to hang Bradish as a dog in his 1.09 ERA versus Ranger Suarez and the Phillies, who everybody hates, means something to me. And I think they win this game big with a 9.5 total at home.
This whole series, I haven't placed a bet on any of these games.
Neither have I. I didn't want to touch it.
Yes, because the Phillies have opened up as favorites every single game.
Yes.
But the series is tied 1-1. The books must think that the Phillies are a better team than the Orioles. That's what they're telling us by favoring them. Or maybe they at least think that they should be power ranked close together because the Phillies are at home, so you're going to get a little bit of an adjustment for home field advantage.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, the books.
I just find it fascinating what the books think about the Orioles because, the Orioles are 2.5 games up. They're still plus money to win the division. The Orioles have been baseball's most profitable team to bet on this year by a mile. And they won't budge off their position that the books don't believe in the Orioles. Now, the books have been wrong, right? I made a ton of money off just tailing Cal Quantrill at home as a dog literally every day, and he just kept winning. Fair. That's why baseball's crazy because it's tough to be truly sharp in this sport because there's so much variance and it's played every day and things even out. And sometimes the team just sleeps wrong on the plane and then they play the next day and they just don't show up.
Yeah.
But I am fascinated, and I would love to talk to a bookmaker behind this. What is it about the Orioles that you guys don't believe in? Because it's been consistent all season long. That's why I don't find the line that weird. I don't know what to make of it, so I'm just staying away.
Well, so in my opinion, I don't think the books care what they think of a team. Football, basketball, spread, money line, whatever you want to call it. They don't care what they think of the Orioles. They don't care what we think of the Phillies. What they do care is what line can they put out to get 50% of the money on both sides. Because obviously their biggest issue is exposure. And, once they see that they hang a bad line, they will adjust. So, but I understand that. And I say to myself.
Yes, on a day-to-day basis, but they were plus 900 to win the division not that long ago. And I'll give you an example. The Astros are minus 125 to win the division now, a game back.
Yeah,
Orioles are 2 games up and plus 120. The Dodgers are 4 games up minus 750. So, yes, you're right about on a game-to-game basis. But the thing is, they've been doing a very bad job of getting 50-50 with the Orioles, making them dogs all the time. And they keep winning.
They, though, Peter? Because
yes.
maybe you're smart enough to overcome that line, but
no, I'm not. I haven't even been cashing in, so it's not me. It's just what I'm noticing.
We'll say Jake Faison and Colby are for or Jake's been on them most of the year.
No, Jake Faision's the biggest. Oh yeah, I've cashed every single bet except for the one last night. Are you listening? It's like I've been on the Brewers every game. Where are those tickets at?
But it's has, in your opinion, does the gambling community respect the Orioles enough to keep betting them? Because I don't think they do.
So. I mean, we got 3 people on stream and then we got 2 people on the Phillies, so they are doing a good job on the stream.
Yeah,
today.
I mean that's clearly where they're dictating their lines is how we bet on this stream.
Yeah, obviously
we move markets. We are the syndicates that Gino talks about.
Yes. No, the syndicate is producer Cohen telling Gino about under 8.5 yesterday.
If producer Cohen needs a book, I'll sponsor your plays, producer Cohen. You tell me what you want, I'll hang you a line, brother. But yeah, it's the Phillies, man. In my opinion, I don't think you can hang Bradish as a dog versus Ranger Suarez and me just not take Phillies. Maybe I'm getting sucked in, but I'm willing to pay for it. I am, because if you look at our friend Pickett, most of the money and most of the handle is on the Phillies. So I'm sorry, is on the Orioles, and that line hasn't come down too much. They've adjusted only the natural movement, what they should have seen, but they're still at barely a pick 'em. So I think it's the Phillies today for me, honestly.
No, I feel you. And Jake Hazen, I happen to post my plays on Twitter. I don't know if you see it, Peter. Do you believe him? Mid-major?
I've seen Jake Hazen delete his plays. I will say that. But I mean, he lives in North Dakota, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Bad internet.
Yeah, he's still on dial-up, so I don't know what stream he's watching.
All right, next play.
Make it quick. Yeah, it's the Rodon. This is just a absolutely plums play. Rodon has looked terrible. We know this. The Mets bats have actually started waking up pretty decently. They have a good matchup against Rodon today, but I think Rodon just absolutely shoves. His props have all they moved in favor of him having an excellent start. The Mets obviously are not the same team as last year where they're not striking out whatsoever. They have a higher strikeout percentage, especially against lefties. But for me, on the king of sportsbooks, for BetMGM to hang 6.5 to -145 to the under opener for Rodon's Ks, now sits at -145 to the over at 6.5 Ks. That is significant movement I want to be on the same side of. And that significant movement, especially with a pitcher who's not expected to go deep, he's juiced to the under 16.5 outs. So that tells me he deals early and often. And Quintana, if you look also on our friend book, the Prize Picks app, he's hung at 2.5 earned runs allowed. If you look in his last 5 starts, he hasn't gotten allowed over 2.5 in a single one of those starts. And it's interesting after the Mets just dicked down the Yankees in New York, in Yankee Stadium, that they're hanging that line, in my opinion. The Mets look like a fat, juicy dog again in my eyes, and I want to zig when everyone else is zagging, and I want to take Rodon early and often. I think he absolutely carves up the Mets today.
I hope so. We need a freaking good Rodon out.
Hey, you guys are, I think, what, 5 to 8 games above 500 with no Judge. You guys have looked terrible offensively. You're keeping pace, man, and I don't know what else you can ask for, honestly, right?
Yeah, but it's our run differential against the A's and the Royals, like we beat the living shit out of them, and then against everybody else, we're a negative team. Like I think we're fine. I think we're an 87 win team. Like that's just not gonna get you the playoff. Like it's good, it's fine. Give me pace. Probably finish 8 games over 500.
Yeah, but if you're telling yourself, if Peter's telling Peter that in March 2023, at the end of the 2023 season, without Aaron Judge for 4 months, you guys would still be a couple games above 500. How would that make you feel?
Bad.
Bad?
I want to win a World Series. I've seen one in my life.
Realistically, how would that make you feel?
Bad.
Without the Jesus Christ, Peter.
I'm not kidding. Like, you want to know my opinion? Like, I'd be like, that sucks. We're just an Aaron Judge
You guys
team.
are without the AL MVP.
So?
And you're still above 500. And
we haven't been without him for 4 months. It hasn't been 4 months. It's been like 2.
It's going to be 4 months because he's 6'7". He's got other shit to do besides play baseball, man. He loves life in New York outside of getting on that fucking field.
I am who I am. I see winning degenerate Peter WTF. Come on. This is why I don't bet on the Yankees. I'm an emotional Yankee fan.
I don't bet on the Angels. I thought our lineup was going to suck without Trout. They're like the best lineup in the league all of a sudden, and I just refuse to touch those games. But it is what it is. I'll let Javon. I've been rambling for too long. All right, guys.
Talk to you.
Yeah.
Milkman.
How we doing?
What's up, dude? What's up, man?
What's up? Doing fantastic. How you been holding up?
Where are you at right now? You in a different room? I don't know if I've seen this
Tampa.
background for you. Tampa.
Yeah, it's
back home with the parents.
Tampa spot. Not with the parents, with some other family. We're keeping up with them for the week. So
nice.
Been down here. Yeah, I went to go see the Glass Now Masterclass last night. I was very pleased.
I was on Sports Grid. You know that show with Ben Stevens?
I do. Sorry, I gotta celebrate the Cards team total bang. I got roasted for that today. Absolutely roasted for fading Zach Allen. I bet. At a baby.
Yep. Nice hit.
Yeah.
Dodgers team total yesterday. I saw that you guys were on that, and I was like, I was watching the game last night, and I was like, I hope the guys hit their team total. but like I need a win here because I was on the Dodgers
Yeah.
money line and they came back. And how about a bad beat our direction? Can you
I
imagine?
know. I was about to say we've been over some fluke wins or some fluke losses. Even yesterday too. I took the Twins again because I really wanted to fade George Kirby with every
That was
bone in my
horrible.
body. That sucked.
Cash.
And I was originally all in on the team total. Then I was like, all right, you know what? They didn't use Yohan Duran yesterday, so I mean, at back end of the game, they should be a little decent. Then we see Moran come in the game instead, so it's good. At least we got one our way to make up for the loss.
Rocco Baldelli, man.
Yeah, he sucks. He sucks.
Yeah.
I can't roast him though. Ray's legend.
Right. The legend is
Yes,
interesting.
yes,
It's like your use
legend.
of Himothy. It's like you hit a half total base problem. You're like, he's Himothy. No, he isn't.
Hey, I don't. The Rays legend. There's a lot of Rays legends in the world, but he is definitely up there with the best. But
Evan Longoria,
Again-
Carl Crawford. Those are Rays legends.
oh yeah, Carl Crawford, Carlos Pena, BJ Upton, David Price, of course. See, we got a list of goats.
Jordan and Altuve in the lineup. GG's. Yeah, you should go buy the good news and bet on the Astros minus 180. All right, what do we got today? Texas
Should be
team
free.
coming.
Yeah, we can talk about this. I mean, obviously, I know you're on the Rangers. I've heard it's sold, so I don't need to go too much into just repeating everything you had to say. I went team total route because I genuinely don't trust Heaney, and I heard the rumblings of Jordan and Altuve being back in the lineup. I wasn't really sure if that was going to happen, for sure. So I stuck with this because I really like the matchup against Framber. I mean, long story short, it's a bad matchup for Framber, I believe, because what does he want to do? He wants soft contact on the ground. What do the Rangers do? Even if you parse out Corey Seager not being in this lineup, even if I know he's playing today, but he's a little banged up. I saw someone say from yesterday, but Adolis Garcia too. Take those two guys, their little sample size out. It's still the same lineup that does the same things, especially against lefties. They hit the ball hard and they hit the ball in the air. So we have Framber on one side, who that little near 55% ground ball rate that he possesses. It's down from years past. I knew he used to hang in the 60s. That's happening. He's regressing as a sinker baller. He's also allowing a lot more hard contact this year, which has really been his issue. So this all plays right into the Rangers' offense's hands. So like their bats, even without Seager, without full strength Adolis, like a lot of the bats match up. So I think they score runs today. I like that it's still ticking up a little bit. It's up to like minus 115 from opening plus money at plus 100. So WCLV, but I think their bats jump all over them early and often today.
Why not nut up and go with the Rangers money line with me?
I don't trust Heaney.
Not
man.
a fan of, yeah. I
don't trust Heaney.
I thought so too. And it's tough with a guy like Heaney. Like, do I look at what Astros bats did to him in 2021 when he was a batting practice pitcher? Do I look at what they did against 2022 Heaney? I'm like, that's not the Heaney that we have today. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to look at that. And then Framber, kind of same thing, right? These Rangers bats have gotten so much better. Josh Young is now in here.
Yeah.
Semien looks at, so I was like, well, I can't look at that. What I do know is that Heaney does have 10 scoreless and Framber had that rough outing. So it's like, all right, if Heaney can get through, and I do like how the Rangers bullpen stacks up. Plus 160. Can you bet on it with me just for fun?
No, man, I'm good. I'm definitely leaning more into it in theory because now we have we're selling a lot of good news, but I'm already invested in this lane, so I'll just keep it where it is.
Fair enough. But it would suck if the Rangers win 3-2.
It would suck, but I'll deal with it. It's kind of the same thing I thought about. Not that like just because the Cardinals did it, the Rangers are going to do it, but I thought the same thing. I was like, you know what? If they want a low-scoring game, I'm targeting Gallen. If they want a low-scoring game, like with him barely going over what I'm really targeting him to do, then so be it.
No, fair enough. And I like the line too. All right, let's move on to the Oakland San Francisco under. Late night.
Yeah. Late night piece. The gross game nobody wants to touch. I'll do it. And
I'll do it.
I'm taking the under here. So starting with these two pitchers, or I guess technically three pitchers, because we got Hogan Harris on one side, and then I believe Ryan Walker opening for Alex Wood. I've noticed something with the A's. And the A's, I've been targeting them negatively against a lot of sinker ball pitchers and kind of getting mixed results. And I looked into it a little bit more. They weirdly have a lot bigger of an issue with sinker slider pitchers rather than like the tweaked arsenal that a lot of guys are going with, like a sinker cutter curveball type guy. So like recently, like I targeted Framber, who he did have a really, really good start. I think he threw a complete game against them earlier in the year. So yeah, you can say it's a little bit because they've seen him already, but it made him work like those 2 starts after that a lot. And he's not the only one because like obviously he's seen them before and they've seen him before. Another example, like Zach Eflin, another sinker cutter curveball guy. They gave them a lot of trouble. And Chris Bassett on the other side, another guy similar. So I don't know what it is, whether it has to do with the tunneling of the specific arsenal, but they are weirdly good against that arsenal. But sinker sliders, they struggle quite a bit more. I won't go through the whole list of, other guys, and I'm not going to pretend like, I don't know, pick a name like Marcus Stroman is Alex Wood, quite obviously, but guys like that, they've struggled quite a bit more against. So I looked into that. Not only that, but like I look at Alex Wood, a lot of these kind of effectively wild guys with kind of weird deliveries has been another problem for like a lot of these young A's bats. So kind of buying into Alex Wood a little bit today. I think he's going to be pretty decent. So like I said, I mean, A's 27th ranked offense against the sinker this season, 25th against the slider. It's pretty much like 75% what you're going to get from Alex Wood after you get the Ryan Walker opener, who also is sinker slider, just from the other side. So I think he pitches pretty well today. And on the other side, Hogan Harris, that guy sucks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But a big reason why he sucks, he has faced a lot of offenses in bad matchups, and the Giants' worst offense in the last 30 days with a 52 WRC plus against lefties. Also dead last versus the fastball in the last 30 days too. And Hogan Harris, when you watch him pitch, what do you see? You see fastballs right down the middle of the plate pretty much every single time. So that's led to a lack of command on his off speed. His off speed hangs. His off speed's just bad in general, and he has to throw it more because guys are killing his fastball. With the Giants being really just so offensively inept, really as of recent, you can go through like the last handful of weeks here. I think he can be moderately effective today with that fastball and not need to go to the off speed nearly as much. So I don't mind his matchup against a lot of the Giants bats. And, we're talking an under here, and it involves the A's bullpen. So is that in the back of your mind? Absolutely. But again, I think the Giants offense, who, again, not victory lapping it because we have a lot of season to go, but the Reds and Giants little runs kind of coincided with another. And I was big team Giants are frauds, and they're really not this good offensively all throughout that run. And I got roasted for that. I think we're starting to see that right now. But they're really not as consistent with the bats as they looked for that week and a half type stretch. So I think this is going to be a really gross game, like a 4-3 Giants, if that. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the A's don't score for a majority of the game. So I think they're live here, though, too. I think it's just going to be one of those games.
Yeah, Jake came on and pitched the A's plus 200. Got me feeling some sort of way. This line is crazy, which it almost seems too crazy. Like, I just think personally the Rangers are undervalued, but when a line is that big, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, usually I would say it's that big for a reason, but I mean, it involves the A's.
Yeah,
and, maybe a little bit of, I don't know if it's going to affect the line necessarily, but maybe you're paying like a slight tax for the Marco Luciano hype. I assume he's going to be in the lineup tonight. So I don't know. I think they'll be competitive in this one, and it's just going to be a really ugly game.
Fair enough. We got more plays. We got one more, right?
Just the PP entry, which Framber is pretty self-explanatory, fading him for all the reasons that I'm backing the Rangers offense. I think the Rangers are going to get a lot of balls hit hard and in the air against him very early and often. I debated between this under fantasy score and his over 2.5 earned run square, which is also on Prize Picks, but ultimately set on the fantasy score because I think they're also going to make him work quite a bit, and maybe he doesn't get to that 6 innings for a quality start, which for Framber would really mean something. So I like the bats every which way. Second leg, Ozzy Albies over 1.5 total bases, which he's been kind of cold lately. And everybody is, if you want to talk about Corp, I think everybody's pretty obsessed with everybody in this game except him, weirdly. Because Brian Bayo, I've been targeting him. I don't know if I went on stream here. I think this might have been a day game before we went on stream, but targeted the A's bats a lot because they were a lefty Hayden lineup. And Brian Bayo's really shown struggles against lefties. And the Braves have obviously quite a few of them. Everybody loves Matt Olson today. Everybody loves Eddie Rosario. Not saying those aren't going to hit, but I want Ozzy Albies in this little matchup here too, because a lot of the reason why you look at Brian Bayo and see some struggles against lefties, you see that fastball that he can't really bring into lefties. Same with the sinker. forces him to go with the changeup, which the changeup he's had to go away from a little bit more because it's getting crushed by a lot of guys. And that's good because that's the one worry in this matchup about Ozzie Albies. He is going to destroy the fastball and sinker off of Brian Bayo. He's actually shockingly the best sinker hitter in this team, not only hitting 349, but slugging above 600. So I think there's going to be plenty in the zone for Ozzie Albies to attack. Obviously, with the guys he's surrounded with in the lineup, I believe he's hitting in 2 spots. So I think he gets this early, and I love his matchup today.
Good shit. I mean, great pitches per usual. What are your thoughts on the rumors that you only play the spots that you love on stream and you don't love the grind? Not started by me.
I mean, I came in today with an A's Giants under, so I feel like that dispels all notions.
I think it's starting to. Starting to.
Yeah, we'll get.
You
there.
are
honestly.
Go ahead.
It honestly sucks because like some of my favorite plays of the season, I have not been able to come on here and pitch, and they've been some of the more successful ones. So I'm in piss just as much as I'm seemingly picking my spots here.
Classic Jake Hazen line. Even though both of you are above me in the leaderboard, classic like, oh, I was winning all my bets off stream.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that because I mean, I did also one of what I had like I think 4 3+ unit bets this season, and I've hit 3 of them. I think I pitched 1, and I think I pitched 2. 1 was earlier in the season. I think it was the Brewers under, and then the Red Sox was on stream. So yeah, those kind of sucked, or at least one of them sucked. The Red Sox sucked, but I'm definitely not winning all my bets outside of it, but a good bit of them, at least enough of them.
I'm certainly not winning all of my bets this season, but I'm just giving it my best effort every day, and I know you are too. Appreciate you, my friend. I was going to ask you one more question. I forget. We'll talk later. Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it.
Okay. There's a comment from YouTube, which we rarely get. Yeah. What else do the Braves need to do trade-wise at the deadline? I think the Braves only need to add to the bullpen, right? They're going to get Max Fried back. They're going to get Kyle Wright back. You don't really need to add a starter because of the emergence of Bryce Elder. Now, Bryce Elder is not an ace, like he's pitched like it, but at the same time, everyone's saying he's due for regression and he's, should retire. I mean, that's just not true. His command is elite. Like when you're an elite command guy who could go in and out to both righties and lefties, you're going to be successful, especially when you keep it on the ground as well as he does. So their starting pitching is fine. I mean, what are you going to add to the lineup? Like nothing. So if they go to the Tigers and they go get Jason Foley, or they go to the Rockies and get Justin Lawrence, all you got to do is add to the bullpen. Bradish under fantasy. So we got a lot of people on the Orioles on stream, and we got a lot of people on the Phillies. And I don't know if you heard their pitches. I don't even have a lean for this game. I think the price is what it should be. If you put a gun to my head and said you have to make a bet, I would bet on the Orioles just because they've been more consistent than the Phillies right now. And I think some people made some good points, especially Mid-Major Matt, who was on the Phillies when he said, the Phillies, they're a streaky team, right? When they're playing really well, they are one of the best teams in baseball. When they're playing poorly, they're one of the worst. That's what the Phillies are, right? That's why they're a controversial team. That's why you see Phillies fans coming out of the woodworks when they're on fire, because they do, when you watch the Phillies, they look unbeatable. But then they disappear really quick when they're starting to play bad Phillies baseball. Thoughts on Javon's under? I like it. I think he had a really good pitch for it. The model loves it, right? I think it's a lot based on weather. He did something he didn't even mention. There's supposed to be really bad weather. I like it. I think 8.5 is a good play. Especially for a late night piece. I think it's a good play. I don't know if I'm going to tail, because I always tell you guys that, I don't tail other plays that people give out. It's not because I don't trust them. I got burned on it when I was younger, and I always told myself I'm playing my plays. That's just my opinion. No disrespect to anybody. I play what I want to play. So that's it, right? Producer Cohen? We got Nick's place. Nick? Did he say he was we didn't get any? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. So again, we'll be back on Monday. Back on Monday. Good luck. Pikkit link, drop it. Homers, yeah, my home run pick is Ryan Mountcastle. We're going for 3 straight. All right. So remember, click that, download it. Just do it. Just do it. It's going to help you. It's a free app. Obviously, if you have yet to download it yet, sync your sportsbook using code Peter and you get entered into that raffle. All right. Have a good night, homie. Have a good night yourself. Talk to y'all soon. We got to remember, it's not gambling advice. Peace out, everybody.